and welcome everyone to YouTube's best kept secret. Welcome to Smackdown K Nection. We have the first Smackdown live brand show of the new era, so let's get right to it. The first segment starts off with Shane and Daniel announcing the six-pack challenge, whatever that is. They said whomever wins the six-pack challenge will be the #1 contender to Dean Ambrose's WWE Championship at SummerSlam. They announced 5 participants of the 6. Those participants are John Cena, Bray Wyatt, Dolph Ziggler, Baron Corbin, and AJ Styles. They said the 6th member will be decided in the Battle Royal in the very next segment. The Battle Royal was next, and it was your standard Battle Royal where there were quite a bit of quick eliminations at first. The final 4 came down to Zack Ryder, Kalisto, Apollo Crews, and Kane. Kalisto looked like $1 million in this thing, but as good as Kalisto was, Zack Ryder was just the exact opposite. He must have been a ball of nerves because he botched a drop kick and a top rope elbow. I guess that's what he's calling it, the elbow. Within 2 minutes of each other. Kalisto was eliminated first, then Ryder, but the shock win came when Kane was getting ready to eliminate Apollo, and then Kane flipped over the top rope, and Apollo Crews was going on to the six-pack challenge. Overall, it was your standard Battle Royal, and a shout out to WWE for booking Zack and Kalisto strong, even though Zack was shooting himself in the foot the entire match. I have to give this a C+ to start off with. The next segment was a quick 1-minute promo with Dolph saying that he is refocused and back on track to success. I just want to point out that these shows have 2 very different feels, and both of them are widely different from each other. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far, and I can't wait to see more. The next match was a rematch of Battleground. It was Natalya versus Becky Lynch. I have to say that this match was even more solid than the one they even had at Battleground, and that was hard to top. These 2 ladies have a great in-ring chemistry, and it shows because they make each other look very good. I have to give this another B- just because I couldn't find almost any flaws in this match whatsoever. The next segment was Becky Lynch getting interviewed when each member of the SmackDown's women's locker room came out to taunt one another. I'm shocked because it looks like WWE has finally embraced a heel turn in their female Roman Reigns. Yes, I mean Eva Marie. And man, I must say, she was just smoking hot. The next segment was Baron Corbin stating into the camera saying that he wasn't just going to win this six-pack challenge for mom or dad or any of the fans. He was going to win it for himself. He came off as an arrogant prick that he plays so well, and I'm surprised that WWE has not let him do things like this more often because the guy needs to gather heat like this. The next segment was Miz TV with his special guest himself. The Miz started off getting heat from the fans, painting himself as the hero that he certainly is not. When Randy Orton's music hit, he comes down to interrupt him. Now, I love heel Randy as much as the next person, but face Randy is not. Face Orton is not as bad as it seems. He's still quick-witted on the mic, and he seems to be taking everyone to Viperville. I love that catchphrase, by the way. He goaded the Miz into having a non-title match just to knock off the ring rust. So the next segment is the non-title match. We come back from commercial break, and it's the non-title match of The Miz versus Randy Orton. Randy fell out of the ring early onto his bad shoulder and then sold it so well I legitimately thought he was hurt. The Miz worked that shoulder very well until Randy made him eat an RKO. Randy didn't even cover him immediately, and this was really good storytelling because it let the announcers, basically play Randy up. Oh, he can hit it out of nowhere, and that's really his knockout punch. And I like this. I like how they're setting him up. He pandered to the crowd for a while before waiting for Miz to get up again, and they hit him with another RKO. He made the cover, and the match was over. I like when matches tell stories like this. And I'm going to say that this show almost has no weak links right now, other than the Zack Ryder botch in the very beginning match. I give this match another B-. Come back from commercial again, and Heath Slater came out to make his claim as being the hottest free agent in sports entertainment. Me personally, I just rolled my eyes. I love Heath. Love his work. I think he has a lot bigger range than what WWE gives him. I don't think he is just another job guy, unlike what they see him as, obviously. Rhino ended up coming out to make a surprise entrance in Gord Heath, and it looks like Rhino is now a SmackDown Live guy. The next promo was AJ staking his claim on why he should be the guy to go on the SummerSlam. Personally, never seen the man's heel work in Japan, and the last time I did see him as a heel, it was in TNA when he was Ric Flair's protege. Honestly, never thought he had the range to pull off, his, being a good heel, and before, his WWE heel turn. But I think he is 5 times more entertaining as a heel than he ever was a face. I mean, I love AJ's heel. I prefer him in this role. Now we're here in the final main event of SmackDown. It was a 6-pack challenge. I have to say, this show absolutely flew by for me. I love the flow of it. I'm just giving props to this all night because this feels like a completely different creature than Raw, by not just being the Blue show, but actually just, the direction it goes. They cut the video packages in half. What more could you want? This is just great. It feels like the wrestling show. Let me actually get to the match now. First off, I want to say at the booking of the show had me believing that they can go in 2 different directions with the winner of this match. They could have either had their top heel AJ going in the SummerSlam to face Dean, which would have been a hell of a great match. The other direction I thought they were going to go is they could have had Bray Wyatt go on to face Dean, which would have been a great match again. I can imagine the promos going into that, the build, because Bray and Dean are both phenomenal on the mic in way 2 different ways. Either choice I think would have been good, but then WWE just completely went the far off direction off to the right. I didn't see it coming. I don't think anybody's seen it coming, but Dolph freaking Ziggler is going in as a #1 contender at SummerSlam. I'm honestly shocked they gave Dolph the nod, but by no means do I see them ever dropping the strap to him. I see him as they're propping him up as the #1 contender, but I don't see him as the new champion. Dean's still way into the infancy of this run, and I think he's got a lot more. He's got a lot more legwork on this than anybody else right now on this roster. But the match was very entertaining. From start to finish, pillar to post, it held my attention. I give it a B. Overall, the show gets a B-, and SmackDown wins in the eyes of Show of the Week for me. Just want to thank you all again for listening, and don't forget to like this podcast. Tell me what you think by leaving a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week for the Raw K Nection. Goodbye, everyone.